What's up, everybody? Thanks for hopping on and watching this video about the Reno Sparks real estate market. Our July numbers just came in, and I always like to go over these. Thank you for subscribing and watching this video. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you. It's much appreciated. Anyway, you can see our median home price actually went down month over month to 630,000, still an incredibly high number, $20,000 off last month's, which was the highest we have ever been. This number is actually up, though, year over year, over 5%. So, in layman's terms, you bought a home a year ago at this time, you've probably made somewhere close to 5% in equity. It's going to depend case by case basis. If you want to know, call me. But that's pretty much what that means. Half the homes sold below 630, half of them sold above. That's the one that's right in the middle. But this is a good indicator of pricing in our market. So, after pricing, I always like to take a look at supply and demand. So we look at supply based on what the active inventory was. At the end of July, we had 910 single family homes for sale in Reno and Sparks. This is a 26% decrease year over year from that 1,200 mark here, which was our highest that we've had since back in 2022. This is a number that, me and most people in this industry would love to see back well north of that 1,200, getting up to 1,400, 1,500 homes, because that's going to be more of a balanced market where everybody has the possibility to be incredibly successful in real estate. There's places to buy and you're able to sell, right? And that's what we want to see. That's going to be more of a healthy market. So this is our supply, and I can tell you it's depressed. This is what it says on this chart here. Next, we're going to look at demand. Okay, so where's our demand? We're going to measure that in two different areas. First, I'm going to look at pending homes. These are homes that have accepted an offer. They are currently under contract, and they will become sold homes. Most likely 90+% of them will close, probably in August, and they'll become a sold home, which we'll look at next. But this shows me that there is buyer demand. Almost 7% more homes pending now than there was last year at this time. And we're down month over month, but we generally will see slight dips as we get to the end of summer and into the winter months. This is nothing out of the ordinary. The important thing to remember here is that, hey, yes, there is still buyer demand. Buyers are still out there buying no matter what the interest rates are. I'm going to talk about interest rates here in just a minute, so hold your questions till the end, please. Next, closed sales. 451 homes closed last month. This is an almost 10% increase year over year. So, hey, still great demand. This is a good measure of demand. We may be down month over month, but that's only short term. Let's not focus on that as much as, hey, we are so much higher than we were last year at this time. Is this an indication that our overall market is going to continue to grow like this? That is what I am hoping for, along with most people in this industry. We want to see continued growth, continued sales, because that helps everybody be successful. So next, days to contract. How long is this going to take, Mikkel, when you put your home on the market? Half of them sold below 21 days, half above, right? This is a good indicator of whether or not you've missed the mark with pricing, access, condition, or exposure. Four different things that help us sell real estate. If you're well north of that 21, you and your agent should be having a solid conversation about why. Why is it taking so much longer? I know when I list a home, the sweet spot is going to be that first 7 to 14 days. That's when I'm going to have the best offers come in, the highest likelihood to get my seller more than their asking price. So I know if I get to that 21 as an indicator, I know something is missing and I need to make that correction. What you need to see from this is that, hey, the market's moving pretty fast. You find a home that you want, make an offer on that home. Make it happen. Don't wait for somebody else to purchase the home that you want. Right? And then one of the last things that we look at is, look, what is the big rocks of this all? And the question that I get asked probably more than any others about the market is, hey, are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market? Is now a good time to buy? Now a good time to sell? Well, I can tell you based on statistics, with 2 months supply of inventory, meaning if we don't put any new homes onto the market, we'll sell it within 2 months. I can tell you based on this statistic, and on the others, we're in a seller's market. That means most of the time, sellers are going to have some built-in leverage in the negotiation process. Not every time. It does depend on the particular home, how it's priced, how long it's sat. There's a whole lot of factors that go into it. But in general, we are in a seller's market. Love to see this number somewhere around 3 to 4. That gets a little bit more balanced there as well. So, I did promise I'd talk about interest rates because this is one of the biggest pushbacks I get from buyers saying interest rates are too high. I'm going to wait for them to come down. Wait for them to come down to what would be my question. We're probably not ever going to see twos, threes again. Maybe fours, maybe fives. But this, where we're at now, this 6.5, maybe a little bit more, for the last 4 years, 3 years, this is falling right into our range. Man, we had a high point, look at almost 8%. And in that same time, low point of right around 6. So where we're sitting at today, this is nothing shocking. This is kind of right along the lines of where we've been. And if you take a look at the historical data going back 40 years, we're well below where that is too. The good news about interest rates in general, though, is that if you don't like your rate and the rates go down, you can refinance at a cost to that lower rate. And depending on your situation, that can save you a lot of money in the long run, or maybe cost you just a little bit in the short term. Well, I hope this video helped you to understand our market a little bit better. If you have specific market questions or want to know what it's like in a specific zip code, what's it like in the 89523, or what's it like in Carson City, I'm glad to shoot that video or just have that one-on-one conversation with you. Feel free to give me a call. I'm also going to put up a less than minute version of this for the people whose attention span isn't as long as yours. And thank you for listening and watching all the way to the end. Please give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends about it. Have them call me if you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell real estate in the Reno Sparks area. Love to help them out. Have a great day.